there's probably a certain type of person
that they're looking
that
for.
they want.
Yeah.
You know, if all you talk about is that you want to just, go to the bookstore and, read and like not spend money and like just hang out in nature, I don't think Simon's going to be hitting you up. You know? I think that if you have Chanel boots on and you're sipping like champagne,
Oh my
and
God.
you look all bougie and everything, he's probably gonna hit you up. Like,
Yeah. Don't you have a rich uncle somewhere that could get you $30,000? Can't you just walk to the bank if they wanna? When he said, "Give me $30,000," and then she asked why, he's like, untraceable.
Because they always show him as if he's the one sending all these messages, but we don't really know that. You know, to be honest.
Tell them your theory. What's your theory?
Well, there's the Bodyguard guy, but you don't know if the Bodyguard is actually the genius behind this. You don't know if the best friend is the genius behind this.
Oh my God.
It literally could be any of them.
And Simon is the face.
He's the face. You don't know if
the
it's
Bodyguard
one of
is a
them.
mastermind behind the whole thing.
It could be. Well, you don't know. You don't have. It's a numbers scam. Like, you have to talk to a lot of. You can't just talk to 3 people and think your scam is going to work perfectly.
No, you have. You know what I think? I think when he was on Tinder, Simon, if you're watching, I know when you were on Tinder, you were swiping right on everyone.
Yeah, probably.
He's swiping right on everyone, and then he has his buddies, the Bodyguard. Everyone, they probably know the username, the password, and swipe right on everyone. And then once the girls answer, then they go. And I don't know, do you think that they target women that look like they're living the lifestyle?
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Haiti Loves Italy. And today we're talking about
the Netflix, the Tinder Swindler.
That's right. So on the Tinder Swindler, this is a romance scam. I'm sure everybody's seen it by now. We wanted to add our own take on it. I think everybody has been on online dating. I think online dating has really intensified since the pandemic. It's what everyone's doing. Mm-hmm. And I think this really hit home to a lot of folks.
Especially to us, because you guys know that we met online.
True. That's right.
Not Tinder, but like this one, I felt like I really could relate, because when I met Jared, I feel like in the beginning he was telling me a bunch of things that I wanted to hear. But ladies, like at the end, I'm gonna say what I did to make sure that he was legit. But
it's true. He was selling hope. I think he had a particular way of targeting folks who wanted a certain type of lifestyle, who wanted for love. And, I think there comes a point where you want this life so bad, you are willing to look past all the red flags.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that they just wanted the lifestyle. I think he targets people who, obviously want the lifestyle.
I don't think when I say lifestyle, I don't think it's necessarily just money.
Okay.
You want the love, you want the success, you basically want the dream life.
Yeah.
You want to live like a celebrity. And yet at the same time, like, there's a lot of things that are going on that are like red flags that, I get it. You want this dream, as you get older, if you don't get the dream, then, you're more likely to take that extra risk, If you feel like you're getting older and things aren't happening for you, you take riskier chances. You put yourself in riskier situations, and I think that happened with a lot of these ladies, unfortunately.
Well, I feel like, you took this is a reaction video, so that was his reaction. My reaction is, it's not just people who are looking for the life, the love. He also target people who are very trustworthy, because when I was watching the documentary, there's a lot of questions like that came into my mind, and I was just, especially Cecile, I was wondering like why she didn't ask herself those questions, or him. Like, for example, he just, let's say that was me, he just met me. Like, why is his whole life, his safety depends on me? And if he so-called came from a billionaire family, couldn't he have like an uncle that could give him money or go to the bank and withdraw the cash? Like, I don't know. There's so many questions that I would have asked him, and I'm just wondering if Cecile asked those questions.
It's true. You know, I think everybody has friends, and I think depending on how much money you make and how much money your friends make, I think there's acceptable amounts of money that you can borrow. You know, coming from a middle class background, you know, small amounts of money friends might lend one another nonchalantly. I'm sure when you're a billionaire, $30,000 between billionaires probably is not a lot of money to like dish out or to loan, or, you know, and I'm sure he would have friends who would loan him that. Just like if I needed $20, I'm sure I have friends who could loan me $20.
Yeah. Let's talk about the way that he was able to lure these women and gain their trust. First, I would like to say with Cecile, the very first date, he made sure she came to see him in his luxurious hotel that he was staying at. So that alone, like the first time, he wanted to make sure that, you know, he has status and everything. And then the second date was over the top, like taking her on a private jet or private, you know, helicopter. That already like set the bar. Yes. And then he made sure, of course, like, you know, sealing the deal by being intimate with her. So when you do all of this, and also in a span of 1 month, he told her, I want you to be my girlfriend. Let's move in together. And it was so sad watching as she was going around looking for apartments by herself. Like, he legit did that, you know? And these are the red flags. Like, in the beginning, when you with someone, if you feel like everything is moving so fast, I'm not saying that all the time, because for example, with us, it was moving really fast to the point where my friends didn't even trust him. But this was moving really, really fast. And then after a month, all of a sudden, he has all this problem.
Well, I think it took us over a year before we moved in together.
Yeah,
and they're moving in together within weeks of chatting and planning to move in.
True.
And, you know, I think it's really manipulative.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of that, I think once you're living with somebody, you're much more likely to, you know, connect your finances.
Yeah. So Simon actually, he's really, like, he really studies his women, because with Cecile, he was able to ask for $30,000 after a month, but Priscilla, he waited 8 months. I saw an interview with her. He waited 8 months before he asked her for money. And I think I have a few reasons why he waited 8 months. First, she didn't sleep with him. So she didn't see him romantically, right? If you see somebody, unlike Cecilia, who saw him romantically, so he'll be able to like ask her for money. She'll more inclined to give him the money. But because Priscilla kind of like, you rich, but you kind of short, you're not really my type. So she has that on him. So he knew he couldn't just ask her for money right away. He had to wait a little bit. He had to gain her trust more. So he just ended up keep spending money on her a few times here and there. She texted him she wasn't feeling good. He went and then he got coffee with her. And I think he also thought that she had more money. So the more money somebody has, the more they will hold on to it. So he really felt like he had to gain Priscilla's trust because she didn't see him romantically. What do you think? The fact that he waited 8 months for one girl, and then the other girl that was madly in love with him, he asked her like in a month.
I think so. You know, I think the connection, before you can ask somebody for money, if you are romantic with the person and you're living together, I think if you could secure those things in a short amount of time, once those things are in play, you could make the ask and people are more likely to give it to you. I think if you're not romantically together and you're not living together and you're more friends and that person still wants to be in that life, but there's still walls up. I think at that point you need to invest a lot more in that person because you do not have romance nor cohabiting space.
Exactly. Another thing too with online dating, the whole point is once you meet someone and you decide this is a person I choose, normally you would delete the app. It's in the documentary, he was still on the app. When Cecilia went on the app, he even changed his pictures and she was saying how she felt away because that means that he was active on the site. So like all these little signs were there. I just wish that they touched more on what did he tell her. Like I know like she said something about he told her that he's not using the app, but his pictures are updated. Like what is it that he was really telling her to gain her trust? I wish that they touch more on that. What do you think?
It's true. It's funny because they always show him as if he's the one sending all these messages, but we don't really know that, you know, to be honest.
Tell them your theory. What's your theory?
Well, there's the Bodyguard guy, but you don't know if the Bodyguard is actually the genius behind this. You don't know if the best friend is the genius behind this.
Oh my God.
It literally could be any of them.
And Simon is the face.
He's the face. You don't know if
the Bodyguard is a mastermind behind the whole thing.
It could be. Well, you don't know. There's like 3 people who are doing a scam and they're playing roles.
Yeah, so...
But who's actually the person behind each role? You don't really know.
That's true. You know what I think? He actually said something I'm gonna remind him is that he thinks that all of them have a certain amount of girls, like they messaging.
Of course.
Yes, and it's not him who's messaging all the girls because think about it. He has multiple girls that sending him money. He won't have time to text each one of them, send videos. That's why the video that he does, he send the same video to all the girls. The video of the Bodyguard getting hurt.
Oh, I'm sure they have like a playbook,
he sent it to all the
steps
girls
that they work through.
Yeah,
like different steps in the plan.
Yeah, and then they all take turns. Like you take 20 of these girls, I'll take 20 of these girls, and then you take 20, like to divide it between themselves. So it's not just him. I think all of them are in on it. Yeah.
It's true.
So
very, very true.
What do you think of the last girl, the one that actually dated him for almost a year, and she found out about him in the plane. So what do you think about her? I felt like she was really betrayed because she was with him for the longest time. Yeah,
no, she was betrayed. I think she has probably the greatest opportunity to really prosecute him. I'm sure she must have seen more. And she got some revenge. And she did get revenge with the clothing.
Yeah, some of his clothing. I feel like these women, I see some posts about them like, oh my God, like they gold diggers, that's why this happened to them. They got fooled and stuff. My reaction is that I don't think that they gold diggers. In interviews, they even said what type of gold diggers would give money to the guy. I don't really think that they gold diggers, but I think that they are women like Priscilla. She's a good friend. She was trying to be a friend, but I feel like all of them have that. And we women, we are like that. We love. We watch fairy tales. Like when you in love with the idea of love, sometimes that can blind you to see the truth. Or even if something's a little bit sketchy, you question it, but you take the answer because you want love so bad. And I feel like maybe that's the case with them. I wouldn't say that they're gold diggers. What do you think? Do you think that it's because they're in love with the idea of love?
I think that's a good point. I don't want to blame the victims. I don't think that's right. I think that those women got scammed. I think it was a very good scam. if I was their friend or if I was their brother, more like it, you know, I would hope that they would always keep their guard up. You know, just because something seems good, you should always keep your guard up, always protect your heart. You know, don't rush into things, don't always drink the Kool-Aid, always, you know, and if a guy really likes you, he'll continue to work hard over a period of time to win you over. So if after 3 weeks you weren't ready to move in, he would still want to be with you, still want to pursue you. And I don't know if Simon in this situation would have had a girl who actually made him work. You know, he gave them some nice things, showed them some nice experiences, and these girls were, you know, they wanted more.
Yeah.
And I think they could have made him work harder, not just by showing events or money, but by actually spending time.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that is a differentiator here. You know, just because somebody can fly you to Paris, are they going to spend all weekend staying up with you, listening to all of your stories and getting to know you? And I don't think they had that type of relationship. Yeah. And I think that is the big
was superficial, maybe.
It was very superficial. It was probably nice dinners and sex, and you know, you're going to nice events and clothes shopping, but it's nothing like staying up late and crying with a best friend, talking about your childhood, or bonding over shared events, or you know what I mean? Like, it's different. Like, and I don't think he would be capable of bonding with them to that point. I think a lot of it was at a higher level.
I do remember that, I don't know if it was Cecile, she did say that Simon did a good job at remembering things. So he, even though he wasn't bonding emotionally, like he was faking the whole thing, but he made sure he remembered some stuff about them.
Well, that's because that's why he only had so many girls. The other guy had so many girls.
Exactly. That's because they have like he's not talking to all of them.
Yeah, no, they're like they all have the same account, but they're like different people.
Yeah,
managing.
I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly,
it would make sense because they have. It's a numbers scam. Like, you have to talk to a lot of... You can't just talk to 3 people and think your scam's going to work perfectly.
No, you have... You know what I think? I think when he was on Tinder, Simon, if you're watching, I know when you were on Tinder, you were swiping right on everyone.
Yeah, probably.
He's swiping right on everyone, and then he has his buddies, the bodyguard, everyone. They probably know the username, the password, and swipe right on everyone. And then once the girls answer, then they go. And I don't know, do you think that they target women that look like they're living the lifestyle?
There's probably a certain type of person
that they're looking for.
They want. Yeah. You know, if all you talk about is that you want to just, you know, go to the bookstore and, you know, read and like not spend money and like just hang out in nature, I don't think Simon's going to be hitting you up. You know? I think that if you have Chanel boots on and you're sipping like champagne,
oh my god,
you look all bougie and everything, he's probably gonna hit you up. Those DMs.
Yeah, he sees. Oh my god, dollar sign.
Yeah, dollar signs.
Dollar
signs.
Oh my god, I had to. So a lot of our viewers are lovebirds. They watch our dating series and stuff. Like, what advice would you give them? Because we are really pro online dating and stuff. We think it could be positive. Like Cecile said, she said that it's not Tinder's fault. Like, she's still on Tinder.
Of course.
But she did mention how she was on Tinder for 7 years and she had like over 1,000 matches. What would you give to women? What advice would you give as a man to women like Cecile, who's been on online dating for a long time and have all these matches, or, you know, they run into a guy like Simon?
Yeah, you know.
What advice would you give them?
I think, I don't know Cecile personally, but I would say that if you've been dating for that long and you've been on that many dates, you know, I'm sure out of 1,000 dates, there probably was some pretty decent people that probably it could have worked out. Maybe not. But, you know, just based on the numbers, there probably was some decent people in there. I would question, does she really know what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if you know what you want and you're realistic in what you want, you know, you will find it.
Yeah, and maybe it doesn't have to be like a fairy tale. Maybe there was a match that you had that he wasn't as tall or he wasn't as rich, or maybe he needed a little bit more time to get to know. So, like my advice, even like meeting somebody like Simon, would be to take your time. Take your time, really get to know the person. And I like to ask questions. Like I said, questions I would ask is, don't you have a rich uncle somewhere that could get you $30,000? Could you just walk to the bank if they wanna when he said give me $30,000 and then she asked why, he's like untraceable. Seriously, I'm just thinking, like, you can legit walk into a bank or have your financial advisor or your bodyguard, someone go and take the cash for you. Like, it made no sense as to why he needed to rely on these people. What about his dad? Like, it made no sense. I really wish I knew what reason he gave for that.
It's true. So, what advice do we give our users on how to avoid being taken advantage of?
Ask questions. You see how I was able to use a logical question? I'm pretty sure Cecilia, I'm not saying that Cecilia and Priscilla and Eileen didn't ask questions. They probably did. They probably asked the same question I'm asking, and he probably came up with a really good answer. We don't know. But this is what I'm just thinking. If that was me, I would ask questions. Also, I would think about rich people. So you've been around a lot of affluent people. They don't really trust people like that fast. The fact that he was able to just meet her off Tinder real fast, invite her to his private jet, show her that he had all this money. Usually rich people wouldn't do that. You have to earn their trust. That was another red flag.
It's true. It's true. There would be a lot more caution before letting somebody into that type of
exactly. So our viewers, you guys know that we met online, and we don't think that online dating is bad, but especially with this is off topic, with Lauren Smith Fields, who passed away from meeting somebody off Bumble, and now this. It really showed that you ladies, you have to be very careful with online dating. It can become something magical like what we have, thank God, but you also have to be very careful, and you have to be very logical. Use your brain, ask questions. And I know, like, we love the fairy tale, but sometimes step from the fairy tale and step into real life, and you know, and ask questions.
If
even
it
though
seems
you know
too good to be true.
Exactly. If it's too
is.
good, yeah. If it's too good, well, not all the time. But I'm saying, like, if you are afraid of asking questions because you feel like you might lose him, I don't think that's a relationship that you want. You don't want to have a relationship where you're scared to ask questions. You need to ask questions. You need to set boundaries, and everything will be okay.
That's right. So, until next time.